WYMT Mountain News at 5:30.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. Today, the White House celebrated the historic confirmation of Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson, who will become the first black woman to serve on the U.S. Supreme Court. Judge Jackson talked about the significance of the moment by quoting Maya Angelou, saying she is the dream and the hope of a slave. CBS's Natalie Brand reports from the White House.
Noting the history that made this moment possible.
It has taken 232 years and 115 prior appointments for a black woman to be selected to serve on the Supreme Court of the United States.
And reflecting on her own personal story.
In my family, it took just one generation to go from segregation to the Supreme Court of the United States.
Soon-to-be Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson celebrated her confirmation by thanking her supporters, biggest of all her daughters and husband Patrick.
I don't know that I believed you when you said that I could do this, but now I do.
Also among the attendees, members of the president's cabinet and Congress, and dozens of women of color who see themselves in Judge Jackson.
You will inspire generations of leaders.
We're going to look back and see this as a moment of real change.
Judge Jackson also thanked her mentors, including Justice Stephen Breyer, who she will replace when he retires this summer. When she does, it'll be the most diverse U.S. Supreme Court in its history, with 3 justices of color and 4 women.
It is an honor, the honor of a lifetime, for me to have this chance to join the court.
Judge Jackson is set to hear arguments on several major issues next term, including voting rights and electoral maps, religious liberty, and LGBTQ rights. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
Another big case set for the Supreme Court's next term is a challenge to affirmative action involving Harvard University. Judge Jackson has already said she will recuse herself since she's on Harvard's Board of Overseers.
It has been a cold day around the mountains today, and we are continuing to see temperatures tumble, and we'll continue to see that into the overnight hours. We've also seen some showers transition to snow pellets, sleet pellets, graupel pellets, and even flurries out there this afternoon. Pikeville Medical Center camera seeing a touch of sunshine this afternoon. It's not helping temperatures at all. We're in the upper 30s. A reminder, we should be about 67 degrees for highs this time of year, and we're barely getting to 40. I-64 at Moorhead, we have more showers on the way there. The dark skies in the distance. Low to mid 40s around the region so far, but already seeing some spots dip into the 30s. 39 Monticello and Pikeville. It's 38 Clintwood and 37 in Logan and Wise. So chilly air already moving in. One wave of showers pushing out, another wave moving in, particularly some heavier showers right now in the southern parts of Breathitt County, likely mixing in some sleet or snow there with that particular batch continuing to push on through. And we'll continue to see that through the evening hours, and that's going to shift off to the east over the next couple of hours. Pinpoint Doppler backing out. You see it's all part of a bigger storm system that will continue to push through the region as we head into the overnight hours. So keep that WYMT weather app handy. You're definitely going to need it as we head through the remainder of tonight. We're going to see those showers transition to flurries as they diminish a little bit tonight, but more on the way in the morning as we drop into the 30s. I'll have the latest on when warmer temperatures arrive coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
Evan, thank you. 4 private citizens are on a rocket ride to space, the first fully commercial flight to the International Space Station. The citizens are paying millions of dollars for the trip. The commander of the 10-day mission is former NASA astronaut Michael Lopez Alegria. While SpaceX is providing the ride, another company, Axiom Space, is managing the mission. The crew will work alongside professional astronauts on the space station. It is scheduled to dock at the space station Saturday morning, setting the foundation for a new era of space adventure. The White House is joining the chorus of condemnation following a deadly attack on a rail station in eastern Ukraine that's killed at least 50 people and wounded more than 100 others. The development comes as the Russian invasion of Ukraine enters a new phase, with casualties mounting on both sides. CBS's Deborah Alfarone reports from Capitol Hill.
The ground outside the train station in Kramatorsk remains covered in bloodstains and personal items, following what Ukrainian officials say was a Russian missile strike. A senior defense official tells CBS News initial analysis shows the station was hit by a Russian short-range ballistic missile fired from within Ukraine. The blast killed dozens of evacuees, including children.
The targeting of civilians would certainly be a war crime, but we're going to be supporting efforts to investigate exactly what happened here.
6 weeks into the war, Russian forces have shifted their focus to eastern Ukraine after reported atrocities in towns surrounding the capital, Kyiv. The Kremlin has denied killing civilians, but has admitted its forces have suffered significant losses. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky sat down with correspondent Scott Pelley for an interview airing on 60 Minutes.
We are defending the right to live. I never thought this right was so costly. These are human values.
In response to Russian aggression, Congress voted to suspend normal trade relations with Russia and ban its oil imports.
The European Union also approved a plan to phase out Russian coal, wood, and other products. And at the United Nations Thursday, the General Assembly suspended Russia from its Human Rights Council.
It is shaking the underpinnings of international peace and security.
President Biden says the U.S. is working closely with its allies to further isolate Russia. Deborah Alfarone, CBS News, Washington.
On Friday, Britain also added Russian President Vladimir Putin's daughters to its sanctions list, and Slovakia donated its S-300 air defense system to Ukraine. The U.S. says it's now redirecting one Patriot missile system manned by U.S. service members to Slovakia. Health experts say COVID vaccines are working despite an increase in cases in some areas, including among some top lawmakers and government officials testing positive recently. The CDC said this week that nearly every U.S. county is still at medium or low levels of COVID-19. A CDC official says the rise of at-home tests is affecting case reporting. CDC officials say hospitalizations and deaths are still the primary metric of tracking the pandemic, but that data could soon be muddled once the federal public health emergency ends. A new study from Brigham and Women's Hospital finds taking abortion pills is safe, even if an ectopic pregnancy is not yet ruled out. That is when a fertilized egg implants outside the uterus. Researchers found no evidence of an increase in serious problems or emergency room visits for those who took the pills early. An English research team was able to partly restore older skin cells, turning back the clock as much as 30 years. The new method, which is the same way scientists make stem cells, reprogrammed the cells but still allowed them to retain their function. The research could potentially reduce the effects of aging, but scientists are still in the early stages of understanding the transformation. A British tradition will not be happening this year. Queen Elizabeth has pulled out from next week's annual Maundy service. That is a pre-Easter celebration where she's known to give out coins to parishioners during church service. The palace did not give a reason why, only saying Prince Charles and Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall, would take her place. Coming up on Mountain News at 5:30, a Floyd County woman is working to keep the monarch butterflies soaring when they come through the mountains this year.
And cold air continues to filter into the region late tonight and into tomorrow. I've got the latest on when we can see some flurries coming up.
WYMT News app offers alerts on breaking